Welcome to the podcast by Mata. I am your host, Joe Mata. And today we have a very, very special guest from the adult industry. Can you please welcome Miss Mindi Mink? How we doing?
Well, hello. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on your show. I
Oh, good.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Glad to have you. Let's go ahead and we'll get things started. How long have you been a webcam model? I understand it's roughly about 4 years.
That's correct. Yes, I started in October. I remember the day, October 26th, 2012.
Okay, great. Now, after only two films for Girlfriend Films, I understand you were asked to be an exclusive contract star for them. And if so, can you tell me a little more about that and how it made you feel?
Oh, yes, that was quite exciting. I came to Girlfriend's Homes June 26th and 27th were my shoot dates of 2000 and this, no, 2014, I think. Gosh, I'm forgetting the years here. And I went home. 3 weeks later, I got an email to come back. They would love to have me back. I came out, and right then and there on the spot, they offered me an exclusive contract. And I remember sitting in their office, looking at the contract and speaking with, the people in charge, and this feeling like, is this real? Like, is this happening to me?
All right.
I really couldn't believe it because it just seemed too good to be true. And I thought to myself, wow, how fortunate am I going from a webcam model who really wasn't that well known and then stepping into this amazing company, Girlfriends Films, and being offered an exclusive contract. So, of course, I was like, where do I sign? You know?
All right. Great.
And it was just an amazing feeling, and I feel completely blessed that opportunity came to me so quickly in the adult porn industry. I'm very thankful to them for what they've done for me.
All right. All right. Now, can you tell me what your favorite moment has been for Girlfriend's Films on set and like who the co-star possibly could have been?
Yes, that's easy. It was when I did, they created a series called Wet for Women for me, basically, as the main star police officer. And my character had what do you call it, a sidekick, a cop, and it was Danny Daniels.
Okay.
So I was, of course, thrilled because my attraction and my lust for her once I got into shortly before I got in the industry was so huge. And I had told Dan at Girlfriend Films that I really wanted to film with her. That was like, please, please. And so he added her as my partner, top partner.
Okay.
And by Wet for Women #2, I got to have my scene with her. Oh, yeah, I was nervous, so nervous. Granted, I had only been filming for a few months, so I was still very nervous anyways. But,
Right.
here was this amazing woman in front of me that I had a huge crush on. So when we got our turn to do the scene, I actually said, let me kind of direct how I want to start the scene off. I don't want to go to bed right away.
Right.
I just was very descriptive about what I wanted to do because it was a fantasy of mine to be with her and became a reality. And it was, as I say, sometimes the fantasy is better than reality.
Right.
No. For me, the reality was amazing.
All
And
right.
still to this day, my favorite thing.
All right. All right. Good to hear. Now, your first DVD was released October 3rd, called Lesbian Seduction 8. Can you talk a little more about that?
Yes, that was Lesbian Seductions 48 was with Carter Cruz.
Okay.
And I was obviously completely beside myself in thought because I had never done anything like this before. But Carter was super friendly and cool and chatty, and so we had several hours before our sex scene to get to know each other and talk. And there's a lot of filming of dialogue with the girlfriend films, which helped kind of relax me a little bit. But
Okay.
once it came to our moment, it was a complete out of body experience for me. I don't even necessarily remember it as I was doing it. Like I didn't really feel like I was there.
Right.
That's why I said it was like an out of body experience. But it was an amazing scene, and she was great to be with, and I felt super comfortable. And when we got done, that's when Dan said, "Oh my God, that scene was off the charts amazing." And that was the first time she had filmed for them, and of course, first time for me. So that's how that went.
Okay. All right. Now, last week we had on a guest, Lynn Vega. Now, I understand you did a shoot with her in a scene. Can you talk a little more about that?
Yeah. And so I was at the Girlfriend Film booth at AVN signing, and she came through the booth, and we met that way, is how we met. And there was just this little flirty thing going on, eye connection, when you just kind of feel that sense that, I like this girl.
Right.
And she came back the next day. And then I think the third day when she came around, Dan was watching what was kind of transpiring between the two of us.
Right.
And he came up to me and he whispered in my ear, because she had just left the booth line, and he said, do you want to film with her? And I said, yes. He says, go talk to her. So I went out into the audience and I stopped her, and I remember when she turned around and saw me, it was kind of like, what? And so I just kind of started talking to her and encouraged her that this could be a really good thing, to do this scene with me. And then I think it was about 2 or 3 months later after the show, the AVN show, that we got to come out and meet and do our scene together, which was amazingly hot.
All right. All right. Good to hear.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but
Yeah. I was able to catch that for sure. That definitely was a very hot scene for sure. Now, what is it about your performances that simply has every girl that you work with ranting and raving about you?
Are they really?
Well, from what I understand on Twitter, seeing how they react and just how they're discussing you. Yeah, I believe they are.
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that, and I love hearing that. I I am 48 years old, so I'm typically much older than most of the girls, and I believe that it's my natural sensuality and tease and build up and the kissing is what really seems to make everything kind of magical between me and another girl. When I get a girl that is open to all of that, that
Right.
is not wanting to maybe rush through anything,
Right.
and they'll let me be in control, like be more of the dom and guide, the scene. And kissing. I mean, the kissing for me is one of the most important things, to feel that connection and make it go into the next level.
Right.
So I'm very slow, sensual, erotic, lots of build up, lots of tease, because that's what I like. So I guess I
Right.
do what I like to have done to me. I do to these girls, and I think a lot of them have not experienced that in filmmaking for sure.
Right.
And so they come my way and come be with me, and they're like, "Whoa, this is nice." I've had a few girls actually. I've had a few girls say that this was the most real experience that they've had on film. So of course that makes me feel super good, and I'm
All
glad
right.
that they've enjoyed it so much
Very good compliments.
as I have.
Okay, great. Good to hear. Now, it seems that you have a passion for kink. What is it that you're looking to accomplish within the genre of the films, and why it means so much to you?
What was the last part and why? What?
Just basically why it means so much to you.
Oh,
You have a passion for kink, and what are you looking for to
right.
accomplish it within the genre?
Okay. Right. Well, like I mentioned, I'm a natural dom type of woman. And one genre I have not even tapped into yet, which I plan to this year, 2017,
Okay.
is to do the femdom role, where I am definitely more of a dom. I'm dressed like a dom, and get into that side of the kink, which thrills me because when I fantasize in my mind about what that looks like and what that feels like, I get very aroused thinking about what that will be like.
Okay.
And I want to explore some of the other types of kink with, um, lighter stuff. I'm not a woman that, as you've seen from my performances, I'm not a woman who's into pain,
Right.
or nipple clamps hurting me and being slapped around and all that stuff, or even, if I slap another girl, it would have to be in a very kind of sensual, sexy way or
Right.
erotic way. I don't want to hurt anybody, but I do like the idea of tying up a girl or being tied up myself. I don't mind. I want to explore that. And part of the reason why I want to explore some of this kink is because I've never done it before, even in my personal life,
Oh, okay.
which I know they say you shouldn't do anything that you haven't done in your personal life. But I feel like if I'm with another woman and we know the boundaries, and I know there's certain companies like kink
Right.
that are very good about figuring out what your boundaries are and not doing anything past those boundaries. So that's my goal this year is to get into that.
Okay. All
And
right.
I've only worn a strap on once, and that felt amazing. And that was a Cherie DeVille for Girlfriend Films,
Okay.
and I want to do more of that.
All right. All right. There you have it, folks. Um, Now, being in this in the excuse me, being in the industry, some people they are just so busy, they don't have time to cook or anything like that. They usually go to a restaurant. Do you have time to cook when you're on your downtime? And then if you do, can you give me like an example of what a dinner, something you may make?
Yes, I love to cook. I'm Italian. I've always loved to cook. From the time I was 11 years old, I was cooking the family meals. So I absolutely have, and I do have the time. I don't, live in Los Angeles and work, full time doing my work. So I am able to have the time to cook dinner, and I
Okay.
love to cook. So, and my typical dinners are really, pretty healthy. I mean, I can make lasagna and casseroles and, fattening, yummy stuff, but I typically make just nice fresh vegetables, stir fry, or grilled vegetables. I love grilled vegetables, and then also some type of lean meat of some kind,
Okay.
chicken or pork or a steak. And I stay away from the carbs. I don't make rice and potatoes and all that really yummy stuff to go with it because during the week I'm really healthy with what I eat, and then I splurge on the weekends and I do go out. Sometimes I'll cook, on the weekends and cook something really fattening and yummy, but
All right. Okay.
for the most part, I cook healthy.
Okay. All right. All right.
I just season everything really good, so it tastes good, even though it's healthy.
Yeah. So you're not too vicious with the garlic then?
No, I love the garlic. I love it.
Oh yeah, same here.
Lots of garlic.
Okay. Now, when was the first time that you made love to a woman on or off screen?
First time was when I was 19 years old. It was actually with a girl that I was working with, and I had had desires my whole life to be with girls, but did not really know how to go about that until I was 19. And she kind of asked me some questions like, "Would you ever be with a girl?" and things like that. And then just one thing led to another, and then the two of us were each other's first, which
Okay.
was amazing because we were exploring and learning together. And we were only 19. We were very young, obviously,
Right.
and it was a wonderful first experience. So that was my first time, and I've never stopped.
Okay.
I think
Great.
I've been with more women than I have men. So there
Oh.
we go.
Okay. Alrighty. Now it's no secret that some fans they always have a hang up about girl sex on films. Do you think it's because some directors do not have do not know how to bring out a scene in when they create it, or is it that the bias or they're biased amongst the producers and the financiers when it comes to lesbian cinema in the adult world?
Okay, there was one part I didn't understand, and so the beginning part I understood. No, no, I didn't understand the beginning part. So can you start just at the beginning again? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, no, sure. It's no secret that fans they always have a hang up about girl sex on film. do you think it's because some directors do not know how to bring out the scene when they create it, or is it that there's a bias amongst producers and the financiers when it comes to lesbian cinema in the adult world? And the reason I ask
Okay, so
is,
you're,
that
yeah.
your scenes always seem to have a genuine look and feel to them,
Hmm.
and so I think that's what scenes should look like.
Okay, so you're saying fans, what kind of hangups are the fans having? That's the part I guess I'm not
Oh no,
understanding.
I'm just saying that there's not all fans, but there are some fans that just for some reason they just don't get the girl stuff for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, okay, now I understand what
Yeah,
you're saying.
right.
I'm sorry, I was like,
No, no, that's
taking a
okay.
minute to
That's all right.
understand that. Okay, well, I'm not really sure why some fans don't really enjoy it to watch. I guess I guess maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't know what the hang up is, to be honest, because I love it so much. I mean, that's the main type of porn I've always watched,
Right,
from being young. And now I always go to lesbian porn to get excited because
right,
that's me, right?
right.
So I I'm not really sure how to answer that with as far as the producers are concerned, because I only hear such great things about what I'm doing for
Right.
the various companies now that I'm not just with girlfriends and I film with other companies too. So I guess I'd have to understand more what the fans are saying to understand how to answer that.
Okay. All right.
But
Yeah.
I think the companies that I'm working for, and have worked with, I think they do a great job
Okay. Great.
pairing the girls.
Right.
And I know but ultimately it's up to the performers to feel a connection and display that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. I think a lot of it has to do with that. It's just that you got to have a true chemistry with someone, whether it's girl girl or boy girl. And if
Right.
you don't got that chemistry, and you're just going through, oh yeah, just going through the faking it, a fan's gonna get turned off really quick. They're just gonna know it's just not there.
Oh, right. I'm always hearing that guys can tell when two girls are not really into each other, type thing, because it is obvious.
Right.
I think the you have if you're genuinely into girls and you're paired with someone who feels the same way, it will show.
Right. Right. And then maybe that's part of the hang up is they kind of sense that with maybe some producers are not pairing up the right people.
Right. Right. And that's why whenever I get on set and I first meet whoever I'm paired with, I try to spend as much time as I can talking and getting to know each other and getting a sense of uh, some connection, so that when we do go to this bedroom scene that we're doing, or sex scene, there is some chemistry already.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's how I handle it. I just try to get, and the other thing I do is, when I know who I'm paired with usually within a few days, and I will start researching and learning more about that partner,
Right.
going on her Twitter or whatever, and trying to figure out, what she's like and her personality and things like that to make the most of it. And a lot of times I'll be on set and I'll meet a girl. Like the last scene I did in my last trip to LA was with Sarah Vandella for Sweetheart.
Okay.
And the minute we saw each other, it was just like boom, instant connection.
Right.
And we spent probably 3-4 hours of just flirting and getting all worked up sexually, not touching or anything like that, but just the chemistry was going for about 3 or 4 hours. So by the time we did our sex scene, it was off the chart, and
Right.
so some girls you feel it with instantly, and other girls you kind of have to chat with them for a little while and be around them, and then it gets there.
Right. Right. Now, is there someone that you have not shot with that you'd like to do a scene with?
Oh, there's many girls, and I'm not going to remember all the names, but I for sure want to shoot with Vanessa Vera Cruz.
Oh
She's
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
definitely a girlfriend film performer. and I can't believe we have not yet, especially because she was cast in the What for Women series. So there's no reason why she and we keep talking about it and bugging Dan about it. You've got to put us together.
All right.
So for sure, she's at the top of my list because, I've known of her and I've been on set with her for a couple of years now, several times.
Right.
And it only makes sense. She's a girl only performer like myself, and I know that it's going to be a fantastic scene and very sensual and sexy between her and I. So, I'm just patiently waiting.
Yeah. Well,
How's that happen?
There you have it, Dan. Let's make this happen. Let's get them two together and get this scene going.
Absolutely. I know the fans will love it. And in fact, last time I saw her in October on set, she had mentioned that a fan of hers would love a custom video of her and I together. So my next trip, I'm going to do that. So I might be with her on this custom video before we get filmed together for a production company, which, however it works, I'm good with. I just can't wait to be with her.
There you go. All right. Maybe send that custom to Dan and have him take a little sneak peek of what a scene was going to look like.
Exactly. That was kind of my thought. I'll actually not give him the whole scene. I'll just give him like a trailer of bits and pieces just to tease the hell out of him.
There you go. There you go. Now, I have 2 or 3 questions real quick here. Your ultimate fantasy is?
Ooh, my ultimate fantasy. That's a good one. Well, I guess my ultimate fantasy, and I don't know that it's not really done very often, so I understand that it may not happen, but I've seen it happen a few times. But I really would like to experience the idea of like a true daisy chain of girls. At least
all right.
5, of girls that or 6 or 7, I don't care, however many, but, I think that, to me, in my mind, is pretty hot, that you get to experience all these wonderful feelings with multiple girls, and you get to watch other girls be, it's just a visual stimulation and a physical stimulation that I would like to experience. I've done 1 threesome, but I want to make that more.
There you go.
I want many, many more.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with
Kind
that.
of like the MILF and all these younger girls. Sounds fun.
You're not needy. You're just greedy.
Right. Exactly.
That's good.
Not really. But I would like to kind of be the MILF that kind of instructs some of the girls.
There you go.
Doing things, and then of course girls are doing things to me at the same time. Because in the threesome I did, it was mostly 2 girls on 1 girl at all times.
Okay. Now, I love my fans because
I love my fantasy because it's something I've never experienced in life. And when I think about it, it makes me super wet and horny.
Okay, all right. Now, I love my fans because?
I love my fans because they show me such encouragement, love, support, praise, and I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without their support, love, and praise and encouragement. Right. I mean, they give me what I need to feel good about everything I'm doing and know that it's very important to me that I'm the best that I can be, and so their support and love means everything. It keeps me going.
All right, good to hear.
I kind of repeated myself there, but
that's all right. No, that's all right.
I love each and every one of them.
All right, good to hear. Now, where can fans find you on social media?
They can find me on Twitter at Mindi Mink, MINDIMINK. And then also I have a free informational website, which is mindimink.com. So it's a way to go on there and learn a little bit about me and discover ways to either have a personal Skype show, I'll make you a custom video, buy any of the girlfriends' movies I'm in. I autograph them and ship them out. And then other things, autographed pictures and panties and shoes and
Okay.
all that other good stuff that I can sell and send to people.
All right.
And then I have all my naughty clips on the MindiMink.com, where I do all kinds of things on there. Boy, girl with just one guy, because everybody asks that.
Right.
And that would be my fiance. And then lots of girl stuff, and then of course all the naughty stepmom or auntie, all that taboo stuff that everybody's into.
Okay. Now it's award season now. Can you tell the fans where you'll be attending any shows or expos?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Yeah, it's award season now, and can you let the fans know if you'll be will be attending any awards or shows or expos or anything like that?
Oh, yes. We've got the big AVN show in just a couple of weeks in Vegas. That's January 18th through the 21st. I will be there. Excited to get to film another custom video with the lovely, beautiful India Summer.
All right.
And then I also will be working at the show at the VIP Connect booth. I recently just signed on with them. I had always just been a free agent and did that route for the last, few years, and now I'm going to be represented by them. So I'll be working at the VIP Connect booth on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then, of course, attending the award show, walking down the red carpet, and also the Saints and Sinners party that is Thursday night is hosted by the VIP Connect. So I'll be at that as well.
All right. Good to hear. All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank our guest, Miss Mindi Mink. You can find us on Facebook at the Podcast by Mata. You can find us on Twitter, Podcast by Mata. Instagram, the Podcast by Mata. I'd like to thank our host again, our guest again, Miss Mindi Mink.
Thank you. Mwah. I appreciate it.
All right, you are welcome, and would definitely love to have you back on again. And you'll be able to find this on SoundCloud at the Podcast by Mata, and we are also on YouTube, and I will put a link on SoundCloud there for you, so you can check that out as well. Thank you all again for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.